Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. I am breaking away from watching my friend Johnny Millwater live, who gives me very much pleasure. I love watching this man. He's very funny and entertaining. I am breaking away from watching him live to be here with you. As we do every Sunday morning, it's time for the Supplemental. Woo! Silky smooth. I couldn't pronounce silky recently. I went with milky smooth, which is not the same thing. Every Sunday morning we give you three things. We give you your national days of the week. We give you This Week in History trivia style, and somewhere in between we slip in a comedy, a community, or a charity event, also known as the Jar. And I'm going to briefly deviate and go over here and click on some things, because somebody I know is doing something that I want to tell you about, but Bear with me 2 seconds. Yeah, the whoopie pie and wine pairing was yesterday. There it is. Matt Moyer's doing that on Saturday. And we'll promote that. Okay. Oh, that's good to hear, JT. Appreciate you. All right. Now that I think we have everything ready to go, let's get things started with your National Days of the Week. In video format, that'll be funny for those of you who are watching it, listening. You may not get a kick out of that. I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to go to the thing, because I feel like there should be something. Stand by. No, there are no comments on Facebook. All of the comments are coming through the Talk of Ticks, not the Book of Faces. Let's get things started with your National Days of the Week. Again, that was for the video audience, not necessarily for the audio audience. Monday, November 17th is National Homemade Bread Day. Let me be very clear. Homemade bread is the best bread, and it is a memory. It is an experience. It is something that you do with family that creates memories, the best memories. Why does it create the best memories? Because it touches on all the things. You got to touch and smell and taste and touch. I don't know what the five senses are. Hear and smell, again, I don't know. I know. But basically, the act of making bread, if you do that with the people that you love, is a very passionate thing. It is an amazing memory because you're making bread, okay? This seems stupid. And then you're baking bread. And now, this is nicer. This is nicer than the making. This is the baking. This is good. And then you're eating. And it touches, taste, smell, touch, snort. I don't know what the five senses are, but if you had all five senses, the making of bread touches all of them, which means the memory of you making bread with other people is a memory that will last longer than all of your other memories. When you are severely dementiaed, okay? You got none of the dementias left. You're all in there. I see something I got to fix real quick. Uh, the memories you will retain, the memories that will come back to you, are memories that hit all of the senses. So, Monday, November 17th, take the time to make lasting memories that will survive most of your dementia. A National Homemade Bread Day. Moving on. Checking your comments. I got comments over here. I see. All right. My phone case sucks. Good. Yeah, my comments box works. Yay, love. Yeah. I want yeasty goodness in my mouth. Hilarious. And Robert called you a perv. And he's not wrong. Moving on. Oh. You know what? We've done that one before, and I'm still as stupid as I was the day that we asked it. Let's go with this one instead. Tuesday, November 18th, is National Apple Cider Day. You want to get insider? Give her some apple cider. I love apple cider. But I also can't tell you the last time I've had apple cider. It's been a while in the years category. Because when I have it, I absolutely love it. There's nothing that I want more than more of it. But if I don't have it around, it's kind of like my relationship with milk. If I have milk in the house, it gets drank, son. If you put apple cider in the house, it gets drank, son. But if there's none in the house, I don't actively seek it out. But this is the time of year when apple cider really touches on the taste buds. The question is, do you like it hot? Oh, you didn't know that ice cold apple cider is delicious, but hot and steamy apple cider is also amazeballs. Take a time to experiment with all of the temperature ratios that are available to you using apple cider. On Tuesday, November 18th, National Apple Cider Day. Hot cider walking out on the jetty. Amazeballs. Guinness and cider. Amazing. It's also something you don't want from other people. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. That only happens with two people that I know, JT and RJ. People who go by initials. Dick and Cider, great beer. That is a great beer. Please be mindful of the comments that you make so that you do not trigger the moderators in whatever forum, whether it be Facebook or TikTok. Don't trigger the moderators with your comments that are filtered to protect the community's experience. Hilarious. Yes. Wednesday, November 19th, is National Macchiato Day. A caffè macchiato is un espresso con un poco latte. That's what it is. It's an espresso coffee with just a little bit of milk. It is not my favorite drink. I gotta sneeze. Oh, I got to sneeze. Jessica, do you have clothes on? the the place is getting colder, and the temperature is changing. I got another one coming. I got another one in the chamber. If you want to, if you know someone that is having a hiccup fit, do you know you can stop the hiccup fit by telling them, "I'll give you $5 if you hiccup again." It really works. Except for people who want the money more than the hiccup. My youngest daughter would always lie to me and take the money, and my wife doesn't need the money. So the only two people it's never worked on with me is youngest daughter and wife. But for most people, if you tell them, "I will give you $5 if you stop hiccuping," it works. Thank you for the blesses of me. And she doesn't understand why I asked her if she had clothes on, because she doesn't know that her husband told me she just got out of the shower. All right, let's pick this up where we left off. Sorry about the sneezing fit. Wednesday, November 19th, is National Macchiato Day. Now, for those of you who don't know, a macchiato is un espresso con un poco latte. Just a little bit of milk on top of the rich base. If I sneeze again, I'm just going to call it a day. If I go into another sneezing fit, I'm not doing the rest of this show. That's not true, I will. A particular drink that I would enjoy was a doppio macchiato, but I really never ordered double macchiatos. But I could. It was an option that I had available to me. But my favorite Italian drink order, whether I was in mainland or whether I was down in Sicily, was uno cappuccino con doppio caffè, por favor. Wrong. Is it wrong? I don't know. I get my Italian and Spanish mixed up so much these days. One cappuccino con doppio caffè with two shots. Por favor. Yeah, I feel like the por favor is wrong. I feel like I'm putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. But anyway, I am sorry, man. The weather's getting to me. I got all of this going on. Sorry. If you like a macchiato, enjoy your macchiato. I don't go to specialty coffee anymore. I got my little cafe. I got my little coffee at the house. I have coffee at the house. I have coffee at work. If I feel like getting something different, I will go to a local shop and I'll get a Tai Chi. Not a Tai Chi. A chai. I will get a chai while I'm doing Tai Chi. I do very rarely, but I love myself some chai tea. All right. So that is Wednesday, November 19th. National Macchiato Day. I don't. Man, this is not pleasant. I don't like being all snotty in front of people. All right, let's do this. Thursday, November 20th, is National Absurdity Day. And because of that, I elongated the national with a couple extra notes at the end. One of the greatest broadcasters of all time, whether you agree with him or disagree with him, his numbers are not to be denied. The Mr. Rush Limbaugh said he practiced absurdity by being absurd. It's a quote I've never forgotten. I always thought it was special. That you can make a point about something by going above and beyond and beyond and beyond what the point actually is. Practicing absurdity by being absurd. Think about the moments in your life where this methodology applies, where you could try to make a point, but making the point isn't making the point until you glorify the point, you expound upon the point, you profess the point, making it absurd. Think about all of that on Thursday, November the 20th. National Absurdity Day. We are getting close. We are getting close. I didn't realize how close we were getting to Thanksgiving. Now, as a fat body, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. Clearly, it's a food holiday. So if it's a food holiday, a fat person is going to like it. Halloween, also a fat person holiday. I am getting distracted. Let's get back into this. Sorry, I know that is not quality television. Saturday. Wait. Friday, November 21st, is National Stuffing Day. I don't need a day for Stuffing Day. I don't know why I love stuffing like I do. Now, much like a macchiato, these are not things I enjoy all the time. But as we close in on Thanksgiving, we're closing in on days whose emphasis is on Thanksgiving. So, I ask you, how do you do your stuffing? And what's the other word for stuffing? Breading? I don't know. There's stuffing, and then there's the same thing as stuffing, but it's called something different. I thought it had something, dressing. Thank you. You got stuffing, you got dressing. Dressing, I don't think you shove up the turkey's tuchus. Stuffing, I think you jam inside the turkey's tuchus. But stovetop stuffing, done, for the little S effect there, you don't have to shove that inside the turkey's tuchus, the TT, if you will. You could just cook it on the stovetop, and it makes amazing stuffing. And when I was at BJ's recently, it's my favorite store. I love going to BJ's because I love BJ's. They had a special. They had a sale on stovetop stuffing. And it was like gigantic boxes of stovetop stuffing for a very cheap price. But it was chicken flavored. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about taking a chicken flavored stovetop stuffing and mixing it with my turkey. I don't feel like that's right. Yes, the goat cheese stuffing of our youth, along with walnuts, and Some guy saw Jimmy Dean sausage. That is the stuffing of my youth, and it's amazing. But I also like the stovetop. Think about whatever stuffing you like. On Friday, November 21st, National Stuffing Day. I've never had that. I'm not going to use that. I'm not using that. We're stuck with this. Saturday, November 22nd, is National Cranberry Relish Day. I love the cranberries and the cranberry. I love the musical group, and I love the sweet, tasty fruit. I love cranberry juice. If you mix cranberry juice and potato juice together, you get a Cape Cod. I love Cape Cods, the mixing of cranberry juice and potato juice. But unfortunately, National Cranberry Relish Day is something I've never, ever partaken in. I don't know what cranberry relish is. I do know what cranberries are, and I like them mixed in with all kinds of things. You get some cranberry and some gravy and some mash and some turkey, and you put that on a spoon or a fork and you eat that. That's delightful. And you take your potato juice and your cranberry juice and you mix them together, and that's delightful. I don't know what cranberry relish is. But if it's got cranberry in it, and I know what relish is, I think that might be something worth looking into. I'm going to have to try and find cranberry relish to enjoy on Saturday, the 22nd of November. National Cranberry Relish Day. And finally, man, they are freaking killing me. Okay? You got your national, and you got your observed, and you got your alternates. So, Espresso Day, Cranberry Day, Peanut Butter Day, Sunday, November 23rd gives me all of these options, and I don't know why. But it also gives me Sunday, November 23rd is National Fibonacci Day. Now, we had macchiato earlier, and now we got the Fibonacci. And we got the Fibonacci Day because all of the other days on Sunday, November 23rd, make no sense. Now, do you know what Fibonacci is? I feel like I know what Fibonacci is. 1, 2 equals 3. 2, 3 equals 5. 3, 4 equals 7. That's a Fibonacci sequence. Or is it? Am I wrong? Is that what Fibonacci is? The only reason I chose it because all of the options presented to me were garbage. So I chose Fibonacci, even though I'm not really sure what it means. But I think it means the number you get from adding the two numbers that equal the number. Am I wrong? I don't know. Love your adopted brother day. That's funny. All right. Whatever it is, you know what? On the day when we can't find anything worth celebrating worthy, if you don't think Fibonacci is for you, do whatever you do. Do something you do. The Fibonacci sequence is everywhere, even in trouble stock. There's too much to read there. Apparently, I think I might have been right. Do you know what the most popular word in the English languages. I'll give you some time to think about it. All right, again, Sunday, November 23rd, National Fibonacci Day. Lots of Italian today. Yes, it's November, traditionally the month of Italians. La 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 la. So moving on into our comedy, community, or charity note. Our friends are going to be performing comedy this Saturday. We're going to give them a promo now. And another, oh my goodness, I am so interested. I may attend this. Holiday Humor with comedian Matt Moyer and friends. The host is our friend Anthony Pickle. The order, and no idea whatsoever. I have no idea what the order is, but I can tell you the people expected to attend are Matt Harley, our friend Matt Harley, Nicole Summer, who I don't know, but I want to be her friend. I want to be with you, ooh, ooh. Another friend of ours, Ali Asif, and the person putting it all together, Matt Moyer. So Anthony Pickle, Matt Harley, Nicole Summer, Ali Asif, and Matt Moyer. Tickets are $25 in advance. $30 at the door. This is going to be located at the something in the text I can't read. Basically, 765 Eisenhower Boulevard, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And tickets are available on iPride. If you're interested in going, let me know. And I could send you more information. Those are my friends, and they're performing Holiday Humor with comedian Matt Moyer and friends. Again, Anthony Pickle, Matt Harley, Nicole Summer, Ali Asif, and Matt Moyer. That is going on next Saturday. Yeah, Saturday with a happy hour between 6:30 and 8, and the show starts at 8, and the flyer leaves a lot to be desired. Nothing personal, just pointing out that the flyer doesn't have all the information, and the flyer should always have all of the information. All right. Let's get into the fan favorite portion of the show. This week in history, a trivia style. Ya baguts. I had to ask for it many times. And here we go. Question number 1. November 16th, 2001, the first Harry Potter film premiered in the United States. What was the subtitle? Right now I can see Jessica running to her phone because she knows the answer and she wants to be the first one to say it. Tori is also running to her phone. These are Harry Potter fanatics and they want to say the answer. James is the first one to pop in with an answer. The options are A, Chambers of Secrets, B, Sorcerer's Stone, C, Prince of Azkaban, or D, Goblet of Fiori. No, that's flower. Fire. Goblet of Fire. November 16, 2001, the first Harry Potter film premiered in the United States. What was the subtitle? Chambers of Secrets, Sorcerer's Stone, Prisoner of Azkaban, or Goblet of Fire. Sorcerer's Stone is the only answer I got over there. Lettuce decided to join us. Sorcerer's Stone in England, it was philosophers. Robert goes with answer A, Chambers of Secrets. Jessica goes with Chambers of Secrets. I don't freaking know. But if Jessica says Chambers of Secrets, I'm rolling with Jessica. Chambers of Secrets. I don't care what her hubby say. Moving on, November 17th, 1869. The Suez Canal officially opened. What two bodies of water does it directly connect? All right, that works for me too. 1869, November 17th, the Suez Canal officially opened. It connects two bodies of water. What are the two bodies of water it connects? Here are your multiple choice options. A, the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. B, the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. C, the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea. Or D, the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. It's okay, especially on this one, because I don't want you breaking your brains trying to spell Mediterranean. You can abbreviate it Med if you want, if you need to. November 17th, 1869, the Suez Canal officially opened. Which two bodies of water does it directly connect? Again, your option, Robert goes with D, the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, which is no surprise from a guy who's only been outside of the country one time, and that was to see me. James goes with the Red Sea and the Med. Again, your options, the Atlantic and the Mediterranean and the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea, or the Black Sea and the Mediterranean. So far, we've had two answers, Robert with a D, James with B. Waiting on Jessica. While we're waiting on her, I will give you my answer. It is the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. That's what the Suez Canal connects. I'm the son of a sailor. Yes, it is freaking windy out. Jessica pops in with the Med and the Red Sea. November 18th, 1883, United States and Canadian railroads standardized what for the first time? It's November 18th, 1883. Canada and the United States decide to standardize something. What could it be? Here are your multiple choice options. Was it the national train gauge? Stupid metrics! Was it time zones? Was it air brake systems? Or was it railroad signaling colors? Robert goes with prostitution. Hilaire. JT goes with track width. And he's wrong. How do I know that track width is wrong? Because track width is the same as cart width. If you didn't know this, here's an interesting piece of history for you. If you walk down the streets of the ancient village of Pompeii, you'll see that they have roads, and inside those roads are divots, and those divots are the width of a cart. Carts pulled over the same trail for hundreds and hundreds of years divoted the stone into these cart rails. And the cart rail, since the time of Pompeii, has never changed. So when modern technology decided to answer with a choo-choo train, they are still the width of a cart rail. That's right. You learned something today. Looking over here at the answers, James goes with track width. James goes with gauge. Robert goes with gauge. James goes with Appian Way. Here we go. November 18th, 1883. U.S. and Canadian railroads standardized what for the first time? National train gauge, time zones, air brake systems, or railroad signaling colors. James and Robert are both really emphatic on train gauge. I'm going to tell you, it's time zones. You didn't see that coming. Because the long diatribe on train gauge, you didn't see the fact that I was going to say time zones. It's time zones. November 19th, 1863. Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. How many sentences are in the Gettysburg Address? I see your answer, Jessica. You're wrong, but I see it. November 19th, 1863, Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. How many sentences are in the speech? Huh? Do you know? Do you know? Here are your options: 5, 10, 2, and 3. And using my ancient method, I would get rid of 2 and I would get rid of 10, and that would give me 3 or 5. But I also know that it's not 5. It's 10. It's 10. That's my answer. I got to do the TikTok thing to prove I'm still alive. Hold on one second. Yeah, ghoulies. It's on a springy thing. All right. November 19th, 1863, Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. How many sentences in the speech? Was it 5, 10, 2, or 3? Robert says 3. I have no idea. I've just picked something. That speech is overrated, and it was Lincoln B-side done as an afterthought. I disagree with you, sir. I disagree with you, and I don't know why you hate. I'm not going to do that. So what people don't know is the Gettysburg Address was delivered in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, not as a wartime speech, but as a funeral speech. They were dedicating the cemetery in Gettysburg that buried all of the people that died in Gettysburg. And the local politician was the principal speaker. And Abraham Lincoln, this is a different time, of course, said, hey, I'd like to speak at the thing. And they said, okay, but you can only have 2 minutes in it at the end. So they're all sitting there, and the guest speaker, a local politician, he pontificates for 2.5 hours. Just blah, 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 blah. These men died. We're burying them here. Blah, 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 blah. No one knows his name or anything he said that day. But immediately he was followed by the President of the United States, the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, who in 2 minutes and 45 seconds laid out the Gettysburg Address that changed the world. So you might think down on it, James, but I disagree. I'm going to go with 10. James is going to go with 5. Robert's going to go with 10 after he said 3. Jessica needs a personal invite for every question. Waiting on your answer, Jessica. November 20th, 1945. The Nuremberg trials, Nuremberg, not Nuremberg. November 20th, 1945, the Nuremberg trials begin. How many major Nazi leaders were indicted at the start of the first trial? Nuremberg is a famous racetrack. Nuremberg is a favorite trial. The options are 12, 20, 24, or 30. I am going to use the tried and true method. If you do not know the answer, you take your best guess. I'm going to get rid of 30. I'm going to get rid of 12. I got a 50-50 chance. I think it's higher than you may think. 24 and even 2 dozen. I'm going to go with 24. Lucy pops in with 10. Not one of your options, but you got it in before the options were available, so you could try again. November 20th, 1945, the Nuremberg trials begin. How many Nazi leaders were indicted at the start of the first trial? Was it 12? Was it 20? Was it 24? Or was it 30? James pops in with a dozen. I'm going with 2 dozen. Jessica's going with 2 dozen, even though she never answered the previous question. And Lucy has to give a new answer. Because we know 10 is wrong, but you got it in before the multiple choices were presented, so you can answer again. Again, our goal every week is to go 7 for 7. If you go, she goes 25. 25, 25. That's going to be wrong also, because it's not one of the multiple choice options. Next question. November 21st, 1877. Thomas Edison announced his invention of what device? What device was invented less than 200 years ago that may have changed our lives? Was it the light bulb, the phonograph, or record player, as some of you may know it, the motion picture camera, or the telegraph repeater? I saw 10. Why are you arguing with me? Don't get me started. On November 21st, 1877, Thomas Edison announced his invention of what device? Was it the light bulb, the phonograph, the motion picture camera, or the telegraph repeater? Jessica pops in with the light bulb, to which I am inclined. I also believe it was the light bulb. We're going to let everybody else answer while we move on to the final question of the week. Jessica, Robert, light bulb. James, light bulbs and heating do it. It was a team of workers he paid. Yes. We know Thomas Edison was an ideas thief. We all know that. Stop being so daggone cynical. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. November 22nd. Uh-oh. That's a day that rings out in history. November 22nd, 1963. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. Who was the Texas governor riding in the car with him? Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! You didn't think it was going to go that way, did you? Lucy said ripoite. Or light. November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy is assassinated in Dallas, Texas. Who was the governor riding in the car with him? Here are your multiple choice. Robert goes with George H.W. Bush, which is funny. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Rick Perry, Mayor Quimby, hilarious, John Connolly, Ann Richards, or Lyndon Johnson? November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. Who was the Texas governor riding in the car with him? Was it Rick Perry, John Connolly, Ann Richards, or Lyndon Johnson? I'm going to go ahead and type in answers, please, while I wait for you alls or you'uns to give me yours. Robert says Lyndon Baines Johnson. He is wrong. Johnson was not in the car with Kennedy. Jessica says Johnson. James says Connolly. Lucy says Johnson. No, ladies and gentlemen, Johnson was not in the car with the president when he was shot. And he was not a governor of Texas. He was the vice president of the United States. The governor of Texas was John Connolly. But I could be wrong. I may be wrong. I may be crazy. I don't think they like the Irish in Texas, though. Apparently they do. They elected him governor. Here are your multiple choice answers. No, here are the answers. No multiple choice in them. Question number 1, anybody but James got it wrong. It was B, the Sorcerer's Stone. 2 was the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. 3, time zones. Screw your train gauge. D was 3. Not even close. What the heck was that one? How many sentences in the speech? 3. Those were really long sentences. Apparently, President Lincoln didn't understand punctuation. So, yeah, I mean, there's entire books that are just one sentence. So is it possible that the Gettysburg Address is only 3 sentences? Of course it is. Didn't know that till now. Won't get it wrong again. How many Nazis at Nuremberg? 24, baby. I called it. 24. Anybody didn't say 24? Wrong. Question number 6. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb on November 21st, 1877. No, it was time to get your groove on. He actually invented the record player. So, yeah. These are set at medium, and we don't do well. The final question, who was the governor sitting in the car when Kennedy was shot? And also took some fragmentation. It was Governor John Connally. And that is This Week in History, a trivia style. Thanks for playing along. I always enjoy spending my Sunday mornings with you, all of you, to include Lucy and Robert and James and Jessica and Roger and Brian and Rob and all the other people who pop in on occasion. It's a great way to start your Sunday. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you could be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love, and a new episode of the LUNSB Show will be taped soon. So with that being said, LUNSB!